Hello racers around the world, we are back with another Circuit Superstars tournament. Today we are racing in SUGARHILL for the first race. The first race always quite important. Here 3/10 ahead of Birger and Perre, as well as Enthelexia, White Van Man also 3/10. Kenji, Captain K28, Marky Marnable, Vaulted, Pleisuki and Jose Ravello. So here we go to the starting grid in SUGARHILL. As I said, first race very important because it's the only race where you can control your starting position really. So pole position, 1 extra point for that, and we'll try to stay ahead of Birger and Perre there in the first corner, not make any mistakes there. So a good safe steer in without any risk, and it seemed like it went clean for most of the drivers. Something happened at the start, as you can see on the minimap, with some other drivers who probably missed the start, didn't get their gear in or something. So Birger holding on nicely, Perre under pressure from Enthelexia, quite under pressure actually, and White Van Man is also right up there. Birger holding on well, so now even with very aggressive first turn, closing up quite significantly. Kenji now with the fastest lap of the race, but of course it's only 1 lap so far. So Birger holding on, Perre also on the tail of Birger, but not quite there. He's always losing out a bit with a different kind of line that he's taking through the corners here. Here we got a pit stop from backmarker. Birger now with the fastest lap of the race as he's chasing me. There is no draft yet, so it's all on his own. It's his own achievement to get that fastest lap there, and I'm still holding on quite nicely, not really giving Birger any chance to do a decent overtake, so the difference in lap time is just too small to start an attack really, as long as I don't make a mistake. Birger holding on really nicely there, Perre with a slight gap. And Birger now, gave me, I don't know if he gave me a bump, probably not. It looked like just touched the curb right there. And here the dirt. So Birger is trying to gain extra momentum here in anticipation of an overtake. That doesn't happen though. Perre is closing up inch by inch, lap by lap. We are very close together here. Perre now making pressure on Birger. And Birger with a mistake, and Perre is right there to try and take an advantage of that mistake. He's not getting the pass done though. Very aggressive overtake, but it worked out and it wasn't too hard. So last lap, and Perre passed Birger there. Enthelexia stayed in 4th position, and it looks like as White Man stayed in 5th. Let's look at the results. There we go. So 7/10 ahead of Perre. White Van Man is 2 seconds behind. He finished in 5th, so pretty much most of the field finished where they started, which is very unusual for Circuit Superstars. But now we're going to head to the reverse grid. So we are here at the beautiful COPPERWOOD circuit, and the reverse grid is always tricky, so it's very important to look ahead. Don't look at your own car. Look like several car lengths ahead. Just drive from your peripherals and steer your car in a standard line, not even risking nothing. Just focus on the cars ahead, so you can take advantage of any carnage. So Perre, my direct championship contender, right ahead now, and Birger as well. And Enthelexia now got into some trouble. He's 4th in the championship standings, and a massive pile up there. Looking ahead, really paying off there. Slight touch with Birger that wasn't supposed to happen like that. So taking the outside line here, and Birger gets slowed down in that traffic, and I could take advantage there. Birger though got through eventually and holding on here now. So where is Perre? Perre is like 3 positions behind me now. White Van Man with the first fastest lap of the race so far, and I'm in 4th position. Enthelexia, who is 4th in the championship standings, is 1 position ahead of me now, which is not dangerous for my championship at all, but it would be beneficial of course to pass him too. So Enthelexia in front of him, that looks like White Man Man. As I said before, he's always good for a surprise, and he's always very consistent. He knows what he's doing, he has the racecraft. And now I'm with the fastest lap of the race, 30.8, closing up then to Enthelexia, vaulted in the number 1 spot right now, profiting from that pole position of the reverse grid. I think he had pole position or front starting position anyway. So closing up to Enthelexia, how do I know that? Because I had the fastest lap of the race. So I had to close up to basically anybody. And another fastest lap of the race, a tenth quicker than the previous one, so I keep closing up there. The question will be, with just 1.5 laps to go, will I be able to gain another position? Especially Enthelexia, who is 4th in championship standings, would be good to cover him. And White Van Man is now in a fight, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, with Vaulted, and he got by. So White Van Man right now in the lead of the race, which is really good. He's 5th in the championship standings, so a victory now very, very helpful for him. These three are getting into a fight here, but a bit late for me to take advantage of, with only a half lap to go. Let's try to get by Vaulted. Enthelexia had a slight spin there, and with looking forward, I was able to go ahead. Now I have to close the door for him not to be able to launch an attack, and that of course doesn't allow me to make the perfect line to attack Vaulted. So number 3 spot got the podium with reverse grid, starting from the last position, the 12th position. But we was to the 5th position, I think, after the end of lap 1, something like that. So a 3rd position after you started with victory and 2 fastest laps, also in this race one. That's very solid, and no direct championship contender in front of me. But that victory will put White Van Man right up there, as Birger and Perre didn't do any good results in this race. So White Van Man is 2nd in the championship standings now. Of course he could still win it, but he would need to win the next race, as well as he would need me to have a not so good race to not score as many points as I usually would. RENNVOORT. So this is the final race, that is championship decider. White Van Man and me are battling it out, basically. Enthelexia, Birger and Perre are in front of us, which makes the reverse grid even harder. So one go, and now we are off to the races. See, looking ahead paid off again, as we had one non-starter and White Van Man unfortunately crashed into him. So here is quite shenanigans going on. It's better to brake here and really take it slow instead of getting any lasting damage. So not sure if White Man Man has any damage now, but he's right behind me and it doesn't look like he's compromised. So he's still a championship contender. Birger in front of me, and oh, slight touch there and almost touched the barrier. Now Enthelexia trying to overtake it, giving me a push, turning me sideways, but I kept it on the road, and now in the safe zone, so to speak, closing up to Birger, or trying to. Enthelexia still behind me, making pressure. Perre with the fastest lap of the race in lap 1. Let's see what we can do in the rest of the race. Slightly closing up to Birger now, and Birger is on Perre's tail as well. So very exciting race. But it looks good for the championship now with my gap so far, and White Van Man a bit behind, at least 2 positions from what I can see right now. Now Birger with the fastest lap of the race, while we don't have any visual gap created, so that means we are pretty much on the same pace in that lap. Okay, slight gap now visible that is already been closed again. Perre closing up here on the driver in front, and Captain K28 is also right there. Perre unsuccessful with that overtake, getting in a bit of a struggle there, and I'm trying it on the inside of Birger, holding back on doing a switchback here because that could be risky. Captain K28 here with a barrier touch, and now I crashed into the back of her slightly, unfortunately, and now Birger is pressuring the driver ahead. I don't know now who it is, but Birger is through. The other driver is trying to switch back. I'm giving him a push to keep attacking Birger, and then Birger gets a bit pushed to the outside, and I'm past Marky, which was the driver that Birger was battling with. So I'm past Marky now. I still have to get out of striking zone, and Perre ahead, but it's the last lap of the race, so we're going to finish with another third position from a reverse grid, starting 12th, which is perfectly fine for a reverse grid race. So the results are: I won the first race, I was third in the second and in the third race, and I have the fastest lap in each one of those races, so the championship is ours. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. Follow me also on Twitter if you want some updates or funny memes regarding Circuit Superstars, and leave me a comment or a like or both if you feel so. If you don't. And I hope you enjoyed this tournament, and we'll see each other on the track soon again once the lobbies are fixed and we can race like we used to. Thanks again, and enjoy the rest of your day. Minardi Simsport over and out.